I don't care for the brown on it, and I don't care for the dripping. It's just too much going on there. These are made in Italy. I know you probably think I'm terrible, but I am going to have Norm spray paint them for me. I have two of these, and I did share them in spring videos before because I've been looking back at my spring green decor in here, a couple of different videos. We'll get a very nice gloss on it, so it still will look like ceramic. I'm picking this color, and it's called Eden by very, very olive green. By, again, Rust-oleum 2X spray. Yes, I don't care for the brown on it. I'd like it more modern. You know, he's done a good job on that kind of thing. Hi friends, we are outside in our front entrance, and that guy over there is throwing metal things in his truck, getting rid of something.
Bad timing.
Yeah, and somebody else is blowing leaves, maybe? Real buzzing noise going on. But the birds are singing. It's going to be 78 today.
Yeah.
Amazing. So, everybody's enjoying being outside. Sorry about the noise. That's just typical. I purchased these several years ago in Hudson, Wisconsin at a very nice antique mall called Nostalgia. They were on sale for only $20 each. They were a lot more, but they were marked half price. And they were really ugly in a way, but I just thought they'd be something cool for the living room. It is made in Italy, and so
Global views.
I'm probably going to get terrible
Comments.
if anybody's brave enough to be very sarcastic, like a recent one I got. Terribly sarcastic about me spray painting things and ruining them. Well, some of you stood up for us and said you can do whatever you want with your things, and I have been typically doing cheap stuff made in China, little figurines made into chocolate, or hobbyist pieces that I didn't pay hardly anything for. Yes, these are fancier, but they were very ugly in my opinion. Really, really lots of brown marbled all through the green leaves, and the trunk was brown, but it was just speckly like crazy. Just too much detail. So I'm experimenting by having Norm try to give it some depth today. He sprayed them with a gloss. What is it, Eden? It's Rust-oleum
I get it.
2X, and I think it's called Eden. No, that's going to be a highlight.
Oh, you want
A
the one that I
gloss.
sprayed it with?
Yeah, this is much brighter than the green of the tree. So I'm sorry I didn't get Norm spraying this. It's a little breezy out here in front right now, but they said all this week it's going to be very calm and nice and warm, so it's perfect. He's going to do some big projects for me. Yeah, it's just called Eden, a satin. Now, typically I like him to spray ceramics with a gloss, and you can go over a satin with a clear coat that you can get from Rust-oleum that's a gloss clear coat, and that would help it look more ceramic. But that's pretty shiny. But what we're doing is using 2 gloss ones, and he did a wonderful job on this basic green. I hope it's coming out all right. What I want him to do is just lightly go over the top edge. Nothing heavy at all. This is just going to be a little bit of highlight with the key lime. And then this chestnut we actually use for the chocolate bunnies, the milk chocolate ones. We're going to lay this down and try to just lightly, ever so lightly, do the trunk. These are just highlights, so nothing solid. We're not trying anything solid. So wish us luck, because Norm says, well, I've never done that before. I'm the one that has taken like plastic faded large flower plaques for our shed, and metal plaques like a big sun that's been all worn out and faded, and I will do shading like that without asking Norm to help me, because I know what I want, but I want him to do this and just
Blame it on me.
blame it on Norm. No, I'm sure everything's going to be just fine. And you can always cover it up again with the green if you think you got too much on it.
Is that
I
enough,
would,
or do you wanna...
yeah, I would go by it several times, and don't be close. Well, sorry, I got to move again here. Yeah, you can see a little better now with the camera here that he's getting some highlights on the top edge. And he'll have to do both sides, otherwise I'll have to always show the same side, which is okay. I don't have to see both sides. And I would do the side tips a little bit too.
It's these nozzles aren't adjustable at all. That's the whole problem.
We found that some of the new spray cans from Rust-oleum are actually, they have 3 adjustments for the amount of paint. That needs more. Yep, coming along.
I mean, when I'm doing too much.
Do the sides edges. Yep, a little bit, yeah. Very nice. Okay, that looks pretty good for now. I would do the sides on this side. Yeah, right.
It's kind of straight down as you're pressing.
Yeah. You're probably losing a lot of paint, but
Oh, yeah.
what can you do?
Well, competing with a guy that's cutting his yard, another guy that's taking a fence down.
Yeah, that's
Loading
typical.
it up on a pickup truck.
See,
Sunday
we're
morning.
getting a little bit of specks down here, but that's not a big deal.
That's dropping down.
Okay. A little bit more right in there.
You know what I should do is I should put a cardboard here just to...
No, it's going to be fine because
Because we're going to put some
it's
brown on it.
okay. It's okay. Yeah, that's fine. A little bit more in the top up there. Don't get too close if you can help it, but yeah, right in there. And a little bit there. Okay, that looks good.
Okay, let's see what the other side looks like.
I just want to make sure my camera is running. That'd be my luck. All this talk.
Chit-chat.
Okay, that's enough, hon. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Well, we didn't
Yeah, that's fine.
go down the sides on this one that much.
Yes, you did. It's good.
Okay. How about
Right,
there?
yeah, right in there. You don't want it too solid.
All right.
That looks real good. And now Norm's thinking, I got to do all this on another tree. Yeah, very lightly. Very, very lightly. Up more in the middle. Yeah, don't get that. So that's why I kind of thought we might have to lay it down.
Well, we'll have to hit that one again.
No, don't worry about it. It's not going to be perfect. Yeah, let me try something.
It's a little windy too, so.
Yeah, here. Let Norm hold the camera.
Wow.
So this would be sprayed upward, and that's why you should let that dry and then lay this down. So
Well, do you want to do the other
let's
side?
do
Do you want to do a little bit more on the base here?
No, let's do.
We haven't done the back side yet.
I'm wondering about doing the other tree that's dry and laying it down so we can practice on the brown.
All right, I'm gonna
Is it gonna-
shut this one
yeah.
off and go get the other tree.
Let's try the other one that's dry.
Peggy sprayed a little bit of the
Bottom there.
bottom here, and we got some
see?
going up the trunk a little too.
You see how you don't need much because there's a lot of moss on trees. So you really don't need that much. And I'm trying to deal with the wind here. So I'm trying to get under this.
Yeah,
They
right.
had brown all the way up into the tree. Too much brown. But that looks good enough to me.
Okay, let's hold off and try the other one now. Now we're going to try it by having the tree laying outside, and Peggy's going to try shooting the base a little bit with some brownish.
The chestnut brown.
Okay.
It's gloss chestnut.
The guy stopped using his lawnmower, so why don't you do the shooting?
Yeah. Well, anyways, Norm is very good at lightly going across a piece like this with the green here, where he doesn't get drips because he's not too close. You gotta do
You go across in a wave.
in a whole longer length before the item and after the item.
Correct, yep, exactly.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're gonna, and I'm not doing that. I'm just trying to.
Yeah, work at the top. Oh, that looks good.
Yeah, that's heavy. But you can see I did it from one side, so you're going to see a little bit of green from the other.
We're not going to really know what this looks like till we get inside, because right now we're out in the extremely bright sun.
Right. Yeah, I might have been a little bit heavy there, but if I don't like it.
We can zap the green.
Another thing you can do, of course, if you can hang on to something, this is heavy for me, but Norm probably would have been going like this.
Yep.
Is that enough? Probably getting my wrist.
No, you're not. You're doing fine.
Oh, I felt it right there on my wrist.
Well, it's...
But does that look like too much, or?
Well, we can take it inside and see what you think.
It doesn't matter if you get a little bit on that. I don't care, because that's the way it looked.
Maybe concentrate on the...
That's the
well,
way
that
it-
looks good. You're getting it on the base, too.
That's the way it looked in the first
Yeah,
place.
okay.
When I got it.
I'm trying to follow her, but she keeps waving it around.
I'm sorry, the original.
Okay, we're gonna go with Peggy pushing the magic button this time. We've never done highlights like this before.
Yeah, I've only done it on plastic flowers and plaques for the shed. It turned out. Oh, sorry, Norm.
It's okay.
You.
Now let's turn it around and...
You're right in the spray.
Well, you're gonna...
What?
Don't roll it off the edge of the... It's so bright out here, I don't know how much all this is gonna show.
Yeah, it's
I wouldn't do it. Wow, you're really
not really.
doing a lot. You can see how it's lighter on the top. A little more...
It's a better view
darker
from over
green.
here. Because
Yeah.
the sun's shining right on it.
It is extremely bright out here. Not one cloud in the sky from here to Mexico. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's fine. Believe me, it's so much better than it was. It was awful. This tree, you can see, I hope, it looks darker green to me, but now that I'm looking in the camera, the middle section doesn't look quite as dark a green.
You know, it's...
That what we're seeing, it's very bright on the top,
Usually when I do this, I'm doing it later in the afternoon.
Yeah,
Right
and the
now,
sun
the
is over on
brightest
the
sun
other side of the house.
It's up right now, and
And this one, there's not quite as much bright green on the top. Forgive the messy looking garage. Norm is actually very organized out here.
working on a lot of different things.
Yeah, he's always got a project going. That cute little bunny cart over there had very rough edges all over it. Very poorly trimmed when it was made. You know, they were cheap items. So I asked him if he wouldn't mind taking his Dremel drill.
Stuff like
All
this.
of this was real rough. There were pieces sticking out like this.
So, and I gotta trim all that down.
Yeah, so you see the kind of
Smooth it
things
out.
that we're always doing. I'm going to try to touch him up with some little more color dabbed on, not spray painted or painted with a brush, probably with a brush, but just very, very dry brush. That's how you have to try to highlight some of that paint that's
Unfortunately,
so
it's got a
poor,
hole
like
in
his
the corner
hat.
there.
Yeah, it had a little hole, but he had eggs, old eggs in it, plastic ones. His hat is white, but it's so pale you can hardly see it. And I think I'm going to put some cute flower decals or stickers,
Yeah.
some stickers on the wheel hub there.
Let me get out over here, and you can see. Stand over here. Now highlight the back, and you can see how the seam is lit up.
Yeah, you see all that extra plastic there?
Try and
Yeah,
trim
that's-
that back.
That's what he's cutting off, is all this extra plastic sticking up to try to make it a little nicer.
Six
So,
things going on at one time around
yeah,
here.
it wasn't, I can take this back. It wasn't in any Easter video because we found it after Easter
I need to use some really
just
fine,
after
fine
Easter
sandpaper to polish
at
it.
Succotash. It's a funny name for a very retro shop in downtown Minneapolis.
Yeah.
Succotash. And they had moved and we didn't know it. We just accidentally,
Off of Lake Street.
yeah, we just accidentally
where
saw
they moved
the
to.
shop. We hadn't been in there in years. But
Right.
this was 16.
We were on the way over to
Was
the
this-
Missouri Mouse, and I seen the sign on the.
This was in their window. We drove by and saw it in their window and thought that was
It
so
was $19.
16.
16.
16, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Which we thought was
Real deal.
amazing to come with old eggs in it. And the eggs, Norm, were hinged. Old plastic eggs, and they're hinged.
Okay.
2 each of like 4 colors. Yeah, I've never seen hinged Easter eggs. That was crazy. So this is what Norm uses. This cart, he can wheel it outside and wheel it back in the garage. And he's got a big roll of brown paper that he puts over the top, and then he finds pieces of boards of things that
This
he's
is a projector
gotten rid of.
stand.
Oh yeah, projector stand. You knew that when you bought it.
Yes, it's got the plugins down here
Oh yeah, it's pretty dusty.
for all of
Sorry.
to plug in the cameras, whatever else.
Sorry, it's
audio,
so
video.
so dusty out here all the
Yeah,
time, but
it's,
he's constantly vacuuming out here. Look at the stuff. He's just trying to store all that greenery up there for our fence, split rail fence outside, and that's all of our Easter and Valentine stuff. And yeah, there's a lot of bins. Oh,
packed
Thanksgiving and
In
Halloween.
here, as is down the basement.
Thanksgiving and Halloween is there. Christmas.
All of Halloween under my workbench.
Christmas is all up here. Lots of times I get questions, where do you store your, sorry about the car. Lots of times I get questions, where do you store your holiday things? Well, inside the house and outside the house and in the shed, garage and shed. But we have to be very organized. And he's got all kinds of little jars I've saved for him over there, jam jars with screws and nails and you name it.
Yep.
But yeah, he's got to get up on that ladder to take down stuff like this.
Got little old Bose CD, DVD player.
Yeah, he likes to listen to music out here.
Good sounding speakers.
Yeah.
And blast out the neighborhood.
So I hope we're not boring you much, but I do get a lot of questions. Where do you store things? How do you paint these things? So, and he's got exercise equipment out here too that he wishes.
Exercise bike and rowing machine.
Yeah.
My fake boat right here. This whole shaft
A fake boat.
comes down, and then you
Oh, that's the rowing machine.
sit on the seat and
You pull
slide
it
back
down.
and forth.
That's amazing how it folds up.
Yeah.
Big piece of equipment. Ugh. Just think if we didn't store that stuff.
That's why she wants a she shed on the side.
Yeah, I need a she shed. I hope you think that is different. I think it's going to be very nice, and it is plenty glossy for me, but if I wanted it glossier for a ceramic, he could coat it with that clear coat. So I will sign off now. Anything more you want to add?
I'm going to sign off too.
He's been working out in the yard and on the pond for days now that it's finally in the 60s and 70s this week.
Boat.
Yeah. Okay, well, thanks for watching this. I hope it was helpful if you want to attempt to spray paint anything. Well, here's how they turned out so far. I decided to put them up here on top of my hutch in the dining room just to get them close together instead of in the living room. I can see that we've got much more of the bright green on this one than we did on the other one. Even if I turn it around, you can see that this one on the right still has a little less. I don't know which one of us was working on what tree. I thought these adorable little chipmunks on a log would be cute to give you something more to look at. So I'm very happy with basically everything, but I'm going to turn this around just so you can see a little more. There's little tiny specks, which is perfectly fine. There's still some definition there between the light and the dark color. If these were yours, you might say, well, I'd like a little more true green in the middle there, just a hint in the middle. Yes, you can do that. Too, we got more brown on that trunk. This, of course, I haven't turned around. It's more on one side, and that's good to me. I like that, but you can still see, look at the difference. The one on the left does have a lot more of the bright green on top. And I think I like that better. I'll ask Norm what he thinks, but I'm pretty sure he's going to say the same thing. I just don't think I'm going to add a third green to it. I did want them to be more of a bright green ceramic versus a true green, like Christmas green, you know, more that tone. I didn't want that. I wanted the bright color. So I'll take the light off again and see what happens. Okay, that's more natural light, and you can see a difference. So we'll just continue to putz a little bit with this one on the right, because I do want them to look close. I'm perfectly fine with the trunk. I think we got a little bit too much brown right there, so we might hit that with the Eden color. So thanks again for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this. And these could have been done for a fall tree too. That would have also been fun. But I have plenty of orange and golds and browns to use, and olive green. to use for fall. Yep. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching, and thank you very much for not judging me wanting certain vintage items redone for my taste. Thank you. I appreciate it. The positive comments. Have a great day. Bye now.